Да те прашам нешто, може?
Кажи.
Што слушам Бели во емисија ке дојдел кај тебе, а?
Еве го чекаме секој момент да влезе, супер. Ексклузива ќе биде, да ти кажам, нема идено ич.
Добро бе, мајко му.
Чо?
Многу ме интересира како го натера, што му даде, што му вети за да дојде кај тебе.
Види, ќе ти кажам. А во ствари морав една голема работа да му дам.
Брат, ние сме го молеле за да дојде у влада. Не знаеш колку пати сме дојди, буквално на коленици сум седел, брат, пред него. Дојди Бели. Не бе, брат, да жива глава, не доаѓа човек.
Ќе ти кажам.
Ја, многу ме интересира.
Рече ќе дојдам под еден услов. Спасе да го запознавам лично и доаѓам. Тоа беше.
Жаре, надвор има редица луѓе го чекаат амбасадоров.
Го чекаат амбасадор од редица луѓе. Сум ми рекол после тоа сликање прајање, па ти, окей.
Не за тебе, за него се дојде ми.
Што сакаат со него?
Сакаат тоа, виза да им даде.
Виза америчка сакаат. Маме.
Да ги пуштам или што правиме?
Вечерашен гостин Џес Бејли. А сега вашиот домаќин Жарко Димитриоски.
Здраво, е новата еден на еден. Дами и господи, благодарам што сте тука. Јас сум Жарко Димитриоски, Маријан и апул за пеперминт. Ноември, тоа значи дека е време за Мовембер. Тоа е она кога пуштаме бркови. Знаете, мажите го прават тоа за подигање на свесноста за машкото здравје.
И не само мажите, туку и сите баби ширум државата.
А зошто?
Па без некое значење.
Така? Добро.
Жаре, не знам дали знаеш што ако напишеш прво на Google, што се појавува, кои луѓе од Македонија.
Што ако пишеш?
Мислам, ако напишеш македонци со мустаки.
Македонци со мустаки.
Да, кои луѓе?
Ова е интересно. Вау, Лешовски и Бетмен.
Па види, во такво време живееме. Тоа се нашите мустакли.
Чекај. Не треба ова да е така, кај се најпознатите мустакли? Кај е еден Јонче Христовски?
Каде е еден Тупурковски?
Тупурковски. Кај се познатите членови на ВМРО што носеле бркови? Гоце Делчев, Попарсов. И сега некој носи бркови да душе од ВМРО.
Кој?
Има членови на ВМРО што носат се уште бркови.
Добро, и членки на ВМРО носеле мустајки.
Да. Вау, Гоца.
Гоца.
Види, во секое мало има по едно детенце што има мустаки. Се сеќаваш на Чук-Чук Стојанче?
Да, не знам али ви текнува дека детето што го глумеше Ванчо Петрушевски мустајки имаше.
Да, имаше бркови.
Да.
Ама и во новото, некои нови детски серии како Петко, има пак деца со мустаки. Значи, Игор Ангелов е го таму, да, детето носи мустаки. Значи, во Македонија, како, од 7 години ни растат? Од америчките батаци.
Од америчките батаци.
Што ги имаме јадено?
Една доза амерички батаци за Македонија.
Ајде да видиме каков тип на македонски мустаки има. Да направиме една анализа.
Ајде.
Ајде, пуштај брк. Да видиме.
Брк број. Што да кажам, што да сгрешам.
Ови се мустаки што можеш да ги користиш како заштита од загадениот воздух. Значи, како маска се.
Да возиш и да...
Мустаки за наточак се ова.
Види, со вакви мустаки можеш, например, на среде емисија како ја водиш, така да јадеш ти во позина. Виж дека ви драг гледачи.
Дали вие...
Чекај, ајде да види. Стедни мустаки, да.
Дали вие... Господи Шегринска?
Помина тие туку, овие мустаки искоментирај.
Овие се мили, драги мустаки. Ова се мили мустаки, како Супер Марио.
Што добиваш освен мустаки? Сакам купувам мустаки.
Купуваш мустаки, добиваш тажни очи. Значи, со овие мустаки која јадеш чорба, Јадеш чорба и мирисот од чорбата ти останува уште пола ден у мустак, знаеш? Од тие мустаки. Знаеш?
А имам едно прашање, кого сигурно нема да го видиш со мустаки вака од познатите
Стефан
фаци?
Богоев 100%.
Зашто?
Зашто треба цел мандат да ги израсне. Уште нема години.
Во право си. Абе види. Диме спасов 3 мандати, помине уште му нема пораснат. Добро, али добро, барем средно заврши.
Види, ајде да видиме некои светски бркови како би изгледале на македонски начин. Значи, на пример, кому ти би ставил Борат мустаки?
Борат мустаки.
Борат мустаки.
Па не знам. На Жерновски 100%.
Борат мустак на Жерновски.
На Жерновски би ставил.
Има причина?
Еве го.
Вау! Господине.
Види брат, дојде тој тукана наместено, заврши работа, бербат стори се и си замина. Како чукнат се прави се.
Политичка шега.
Малку да.
Него сериозно има нова работа, не одиме на Евровизија. Толку тоа е тоа година.
Калиопи настинала нешто или?
Не, Калиопи не е. Калиопи не е на стината, туку има други некакви проблеми и заради тоа нема да настапуваме годинава.
Значи еве, дојде живот и во Евровизија.
Дојде живот за Евровизија.
За Евровизија.
Не знам дали имаш видено, Мац, ВМРО ДПМН прави пресконференции за се што.
Да, Сабајлето му има избегано 23 на портпаролот и вика пресконференција. Зошто СДСМ и владата на СДСМ ги појачава моторите на автобусите за побрзо да бегаат?
Види, имаат и сега извадено прес, само што ми јавуваат во режија. Значи, само што ми јавуваат во моментов се случува прес, сега фактички ја ќе ви кажам што се случува. Значи, као еден пренос во живо, замислете. Значи, ова е прес за Евровизија. За Евровизија, значи, одиме вака, окей, во живо сме од Центарот за комуникации на ВМРО и одиме во живо. Со ова неодење на Евровизија, владата на Зоран Заев создаде атмосфера во која стотици македонски граѓани и семејства нема да се радуваат и да навиваат за Калиопи годинава. Воедно ги спречи македонските граѓани да гласаат за другите кандидати и со тоа директно го оштети буџетот за стотици илјади денари. ВМРО!
Море до година да го пуштиме Груевски на Евровизија сигурно.
Нова емисија, нова анкета имаме. Знаете како оди ова, ние поставуваме некои прашања, познатите ни одговараат во еден анкетата. Еден анкета, да. Прашањето е многу јасно, прашањето е земјата е и треба да дополниш. Тоа е тоа. Миленко рече земјата е рамна, не е тракалезна. Владо Јовановски рече земјата е ВМРО-вска. И спасе бе, спасе.
Спасе,
не се плаши да го спомнеш.
Не е земјата, спасе. Невозможно да би толчане да...
Спасе.
Гладно време е рај за настинки, особено за стомакот е лошо, затоа чајче од нане од Good Nature се користи за подобрување на апетитот и нормално да помогне со респираторните органи. А градските гужви оваа нова година избегнете ги на умен начин, правец во хотел Гогов Пекчево. Јавете си се побрзо, зашто за нова година е секогаш преполно. И секако тука е савана која нуди еден тон аранжмани за најлудата ноќ. Моја лична препорака е Истанбул со авион, 299 евра, супер. Они од вас кои се грижат за својата исхрана, како Мешевски, правец во просветно дело и побарете авторката Ана Чубела со трите готвачи Хроно Кујна, Хроно Старт и Хроно Пецива. Секога за добар стил читате Fashionel Powered by Елена Лука, а тука е господинот. Не знам што си веќе, чека да прочитам. Стручен владин соработник Мешевски! Кај си? Овели Мешевски, седи.
Фал.
Малку си ми така како да си требал да гласаш за некој закон, ама да си заборавил Мешевски. Што е работа?
Не бе, нешто дезориентиран сум, избунет сум. Многу да ти кажам.
Немој да возиш ако си таков.
Бе, мојот Форд, мака нема бе, брат.
Така?
Стабилен звер. Плюс имам GPS, секогаш ми кажува кај треба да додам.
Го искористи и сега GPS-от?
Сега како да ти кажам.
Шо
Па му кажав на тоа
Носимо
GPS-от,
студио?
системот, возиме, кај швалерот на жена ми право. Тука ме донесе.
Океј, ова беше
И да ти кажам,
премиерот.
се чудам, стварно не ми е јасно
Не
зашто тука
знам
ме
ја,
донесе.
сигурно е некој од публика. Вице-премиерот Мешевски, дами и господа.
Чао.
Здравейте, време е за нашиот гостин. Време е за нашиот гостин. Се работи за човек кој сите го знаете многу добро. Еден од оние кои што се поврзани со политика, оние кои што не се македонци, но се исто толку познати, ако не и попознати од самите македонски политичари, што е навистина реткост и чудо. Токму така, тука е американскиот амбасадор во Република Македонија, господинот Џес Бејли!
Thank you.
Џес Бејли! Have a seat. Enjoy. Yeah. You got the tea over here if
Excellent.
you like. Yeah. So just relax. It will be over soon.
Yeah, that's okay.
How do you feel?
I feel great. It's fun to be on this show.
It's not your kind of regular type of appearance, right?
No, but I've always wanted to be on this show. You know, I've thought about Jimmy Fallon, but, you know, here we go.
Yeah. That's right, definitely. So, how does an ambassador comes to Macedonia? You've been appointed by Obama, am I right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so what's the deal? What's the process?
Well, I'm a career diplomat.
Okay.
And at a certain point in your career, you think, oh, maybe I'll try for one of the top jobs, and you throw your name into the ring to be an ambassador, to be considered at least for it. So I did. I was the deputy chief of mission, the number 2 person in Turkey.
In Turkey, right.
So I thought I had a certain experience, and I threw my name into the ring, and I got a call that said, do you want to be the nominee for Macedonia?
And who gives the call?
It was the Director General of the Foreign Service.
Director General
The
of
head
Foreign
who's in
Service.
charge of all the personnel of the State Department.
Okay, that's it. And he asks you basically, would you like to take it?
Yeah, and you have one answer to that question.
It's only yes.
It would be a great honor. And that's when you become the nominee. The president actually nominates you.
So you're still not an ambassador?
So you're still not an ambassador. You go through a hearing before the United States Senate. And the Senate votes to whether you become.
You basically do an interview with them, or what?
An interview is a nice way of putting it.
Okay.
It's a congressional hearing. Yes.
Wow.
Right.
So then...
And then they vote, and they confirm you. And then you finally get sworn in as ambassador of the United States of America.
Wow.
That was a big day, yeah.
And the president signs his name on your
Yes, I have a
file.
nice certificate that has his signature appointing me the ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of the United States of America to the Republic of Macedonia.
So next thing you know it, you're in Petrovec.
Yeah.
There's this story that it's basically you who is the prime minister of Macedonia. Like, is there any truth behind that?
Ова вкрстено идеше или право? Туку чекај, уште малку ќе треба да го кажам зборот на денот, чекај да го земам речникот. Океј. Денес ќе биде... Да, џауска. Значи вака, ќе им кажам, чекај да се подсетам, океј, така, значи денешниот збор е џауска, што на англиски значи хипотетички разговор кој комплетно се случува во твојата глава. Значи, кога вежбате како да ја кажете на девојката дека е убав фустанот, а таа да не свати дека се здебелила. Така е, сите си замислуваме и си вежбаме разговори. На кој јазик да го кажеш, некои работи сите исто ги правиме, некои работи сите исто ги сакаме. Го сакам good nature.
Не ве видов дека сте тука.
Секоја кесичка чај е произведена следејќи ја традицијата и е зачинета со единствена грижа и љубов за вас. Good Nature – најдоброто чајникот на природата. Алкалоид, Скопје.
Нова колекција есен-зима од грчкиот бренд Евита. Модерна и квалитетна облека за девојчиња до 16 години во продавницата на Просветно дело во Скопје Сити Мол. Евита за девојчиња со стил.
спознаја новата Форд Куга. Колку куга си ти?
Што се друго изгледа помало. Стоби флипс Магнус, голем флипс со збогатен вкус од 30% кикирики. Витаминка.
Ти треба заем? Секоја нова Forza апликација е без камата и без додатни трошоци. Аплицирај веднаш на forza.mk.
Екстра понуда од АМЦ. 32-инчен Philips телевизор за неверојатни 9490 денари. АМЦ, вистинско место за нова технологија.
Патувај проверено. Незаборавни аранжмани за оваа нова година во Савана, авионски до Турција, Анталија Ултра All Inclusive од 399 евра и Истанбул со цена од само 299 евра, со вклучени аеродромски такси. Резервирај веднаш во Савана.
Погледни поинако. Не сум само празно шише. Утре може да се вратам во нова форма. Амбалажата што има минато, може да има и вина.
Ослободете се од пластичната амбалажа и од лименките во новите жолти контейнери во вашиот град. Заедно за почиста животна средина. Селектирај иднина. Пакомак.
Сите Golden Art објекти се во енергетската класа А, што значи пониски сметки за грејење и ладење во текот на целата година. Имаат уникатен систем на градба кој лесно се докажува како супериорен на пазарот во однос на квалитетот. Сите Golden Art објекти се изградени со љубов, направени да траат со генерации. Провери, закажи состанок со Golden Art агентите и дознај зошто само тука купуваш дом, не само стан.
Прочитај повеќе.
Limited Edition DAB лименки од 0,5 литри. Овој DAB е за тебе. Златен DAB.
Секоја кесичка чај е произведена следејќи ја традицијата и е зачинета со единствена грижа и љубов за вас. Good Nature, најдоброто чајникот на природата. Алкалоид, Скопје.
Ова е Софи. Таа истакната докторка по фликсологија, науката за тоа како храната влијае на доброто расположение. Се извинуваме, докторке. Докторке, кажете ни, кога имаме голема количина на гости во трапезарија од 20 метри квадратни, кое е идеалното решение за сите да бидат задоволни? Благодарам, докторке. Навистина го имате лекот за секоја ситуација.
You know, people get the feeling that an ambassador is a kind of cool and easy job. It's mostly traveling and doing cool stuff with the locals. Is it?
A lot of it's a really great job.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's absolutely true. You get to see a lot of things in a country. You get to see aspects of a country that you might not have ever have gotten to see. I've had lunch and dinner with lots of different people.
From every
all
walk
walks
of life.
What?
Every walk of life.
Every walk of life. So it's a great thing. There's not, you know, I don't jet around the world or anything. I pretty much stay here.
What's the moving part? So when you go from a country to a country, what's that process like? I mean, because you basically live here.
That's right.
And when you go, is it like a family moving, or is it?
It's like a family moving. It's you know, one of the hard parts of being in the Foreign Service is moving from one place to another.
I mean,
every 3 years.
Do you take the sofa or not?
Well, actually, no.
No?
In the United, it depends on the country.
Okay.
But in the U.S. Foreign Service, it's expensive to move furniture around the world.
Yeah.
So basically, they have furniture here for us to use.
Okay.
And so sometimes we actually get sort of the same sofa that we had,
no way.
in Turkey. You have the same sofa you had in Turkey as you have here.
So if you're attached, no problem.
That's
you got the
right.
same one over there.
That's right. Sometimes it happens. It's a little odd. Different house, same sofa.
That's great. And not just furniture?
Well, I take my own personal things.
Okay. Like memorabilia.
Clothes, cats.
Yeah.
The pets.
Don't worry, sir. We got another cat over there. No such thing.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. You've been to like really lots of places, and let's start with the first one. I believe it's Bangladesh.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. So your career started over there. Bangladesh is one of the most densely populated countries in the world,
Absolutely.
right? And I believe it's a huge shock from an U.S. citizen coming to Bangladesh, right?
Right.
So is there something that, you know, it captured your imagination, that it's still with you? I mean, what's the first thing when you think of Bangladesh?
I think of one thing in particular. I had just gotten there.
Okay.
I had been 1 year earlier. I had been a graduate student at Columbia University in New York.
Young.
Yeah, 25 years old. And then suddenly I'm over in Bangladesh. I'm standing on a dock, and I'm with my boss, and we're about to get on one of these ferry boats.
Okay.
That travels on the rivers there in Bangladesh. Sometimes they get a little crowded, sometimes they tip over, and
wow,
you know, it's a little iffy sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And we were they didn't see Westerners standing on the dock waiting for the boat very much. And this whole crowd of people stands around us and just sort of stares. And it was a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling. I felt like I was kind of a Zulu.
But do they stare like, wow, there's George Clooney, or do they stare like...
Not George Clooney.
Not George Clooney. Yeah, got it. You've been to St. Paul, you've been to Thailand, right? What about Turkey?
Yeah.
What about Turkey? That's interesting. I mean, we're kind of close to Turkey in certain
You are.
ways. Yeah, I don't know if you read our history.
Yeah, it's sort of a unique kind of closeness.
Yeah, unique kind of closeness.
Yeah.
And what was the kind of the moment you'll remember the most of Turkey?
Bill Clinton was president at the time.
Okay.
And Turkey had just had a terrible earthquake in 1999. About 20,000 people killed along the Marmara Sea outside of Istanbul. And Bill Clinton was there, and he was visiting one of the tent camps that had been set up for the victims of the earthquake. And he picked up this little kid, this little boy. His name was Erkan, we learned later. And Erkan grabbed him and sort of reached out and squeezed his nose. There's a picture right there.
Oh yeah, there's the one.
Bebek
Squeeze his
Erkan.
nose.
Yeah, squeezed his nose and was there. And that was that was the front page of the news because it captured his ability to connect with people, which was really quite something. And 12 years later, when I returned to Turkey for the second time, there was still, I remember seeing a follow-up story about Bebek Erkan when he was like a 17-year-old kid.
All grown
up. It was
up.
interesting. Yeah, it was still a figure. People remember that.
So from all those countries, including Macedonia, of course, and everything, where would you live if you have to kind of retire tomorrow or whatever?
Besides, obviously, the United States.
Yeah, I guess.
If I just said the United States, that would
really
be sort of
you would go back home?
No, I've had a few ideas.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. What are those? What are those?
Yani Türkiye'de çok rahat hissediyorum. Çok rahat hissediyorum. Ve eşim küçük bir hayali vardır gerçekten. Ankara'dan çıkmadan önce eşim küçük eski bir yazlık Ayvalık'ta almak istiyormuş. Ama para olmadı. İçin yok.
That was unexpected.
No, we did feel comfortable in Turkish.
What did you say back then?
I said that, we liked Turkey. We felt comfortable there. And my wife actually said before we left, she said, oh, we have friends who just bought a house in Ayvalık, a town on the Aegean.
Okay.
And an old town, and they'd bought a house and had it redone. It was really nice. And so she said, well, maybe we should do that. And we just kind of ran out of time, and then there was the whole money thing. But
that's another issue.
That's another issue. So we didn't do it, but we would certainly go back. And I could easily also go to Brittany in Western France. That's where
You're a wine and cheese guy?
I'm a wine and cheese guy, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a wine and cheese guy. I'm a cider and crepes guy, too. That's what they have in Brittany.
You want me to pour one now?
No.
What was your first car?
What was my first car?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. My grandmother. What?
Was it a Fico?
No, quite the opposite.
Yugo?
No.
You don't know nothing.
It was a 1964 Buick Riviera with a 450 Interceptor engine. It was a big car.
It was a muscle car?
Well, it wasn't designed as a muscle car.
Okay.
But whenever some muscle car, Camaro or Mustang would push up to me, so I was driving in the 70s, that's when the Mustangs and the Camaros were big. This was a 10-year-old earlier car. It could dust them.
Wow. And then comes Yale.
Yeah.
Yale is like, I don't know, the third oldest school institution in the United States.
That's correct.
It's one of the most prestigious ones, really expensive. I don't know what about back then, but now it is like...
At the time, all universities and colleges were a whole lot more affordable.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't nothing.
It wasn't free of charge.
It wasn't free of charge, far from it, but it wasn't like they are today.
You get a scholarship or something?
No.
You paid your own college.
My parents paid my own college.
Oh, yeah. So, any famous people in Yale? Because Yale is, like I said, a prestigious school. Lots of well-known people go there.
A lot of well-known people go there. Several presidents of the United States. John Kerry, who was Secretary of State. But in my class, I can't think of a famous politician. I did take French, though.
Okay.
I was a French literature major. I took French with Jodie Foster, the actress and now film director, Jodie Foster.
The Jodie Foster.
The Jodie Foster, that's right.
She was beautiful back then?
Yeah.
But
she was known as a childhood actor, sort of star then. You know something about being a childhood star,
Yeah.
And
don't bring that up.
And and so she was at Yale at the time.
But wait a second. Jodie Foster back then had this guy John Hinckley who was obsessed with her.
That's right. I think he was sort of obsessed with the film Taxi Driver.
where she was a child actor.
Yeah.
So he kind of grew up obsessed by her.
Right.
And he was also enrolled in some class in Yale.
No, he wasn't enrolled in a class at Yale.
But
no, he just was hanging out.
Just hanging out?
Yeah.
And afterwards, what happened? You tell me.
After that, I don't know, but he lost interest in Jodie Foster, but then he decided to go attempt to assassinate the President of the United States, Ronald Reagan.
Wow.
So it was kind of creepy to learn that he had been hanging around Yale before that.
Luckily, you didn't meet the guy, right?
Yeah, I didn't. I don't think I met him.
Yeah, it would be great if we hang around, drink beer.
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
He's been the rest of his life in a mental institution.
Yeah, sad thing. But kudos for Jodie Foster. She turned out well.
Yes, she did. She's made some
And
great
you too.
films. Yeah. Well, I'll let you be the judge.
Let's talk politics. Talk politics. And I'm a straight shooter. Okay? I'm gonna ask you something and you tell me like it is.
Yeah.
Okay? You promise?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I would say that.
There's this story that it's basically you who is the Prime Minister of Macedonia, like you're the Grand Master of it all, the great scheme artist, like some sort of Wizard of Oz behind it all.
Yeah.
Is there any truth behind it? If so, how much?
That's absurd. Honestly, that's absurd.
Okay.
I know there are these grand conspiracies. There's one kid who comes up to me in the square of, in the Plощad here, and says, "Is it true that you have a tunnel from the American embassy?"
That's a new one. I don't know that.
In Skopje.
Okay.
All the way up to Camp Bonstil in Kosovo. Oh, okay. So like we have a tunnel from the embassy to Camp Bonstil, but they're still working on the road. I mean, really, please.
You know, I have a better one.
And okay. So no, seriously, it's absurd. I mean, the United States wants to see Macedonia successful as a prosperous, resilient, inclusive democracy that's embedded in European institutions. That's what Macedonian people say they want. That's something we think is good for you, for the region, for us. We're here trying to help get that process moving forward. It's had obstacles, internal and external. But at the end of the day, whether this is going to be successful depends on the people in this audience. It depends on the people of Macedonia. It depends on Macedonians' leaders and their actions, their decisions, their choices, individual and collective. So we can help it, we want to help it, but we're not sitting there behind the curtains.
No Wizard of Oz.
There's no man behind the curtain.
No?
There's no man behind the curtain. That's what being a sovereign country is all about.
Okay, let's talk Persian. Let's talk Persian. It's an interesting thing. I mean, the negotiations were extremely exhausting for us as spectators.
Yeah.
And I can just assume that it was just as, and if not more, for you guys over there.
Right.
But what was it like being there for hours and hours upon end? I mean, what happened over there that you must stay for, I don't know, 12 hours at a time?
Well, I think any negotiation is a process. People are seeing what they can get, what they have to trade, etc. The role of the European Union, the United States in this was to try to help bring the sides together. To recognize that these are issues
reach a mid-level,
and try to reach an agreement that made sense and that would allow normal political processes to go forward. Normal debate in parliament, elections that people trust in, and so forth. The essence of a democracy. And so sometimes getting agreement took a little while. People tried out things. Sometimes there was a whole lot of sitting around.
Really?
While one group went off and consulted with their party or their party members, or went over and talked with one of the other parties, and the rest of us were sitting in another room.
So basically, all you guys are here, and those two parties say, okay, we'll now discuss this.
Right, we need to go
private.
talk. Yeah, or sometimes that's good.
Okay.
So there was a lot of that. I remember one night in the Parliamentary Club.
Okay.
Where it was getting late and people were kind of hungry, so I sent out for Banichki from Millennium.
What?
Yeah.
What? Banichki?
Yeah, Banichki.
You got the munchies for Banichki?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Without the drinking part.
Okay. So
like at 2 a.m.
It's like 2 in the morning?
It's like 2 in the morning, we're hungry.
And wait, you're all here? Vomero, SDS, everybody?
Yeah,
wow.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And so I sent out for Banichki, and I sent the driver to Millennium, because they have good Banichki. And there were a couple people waiting who had, I think, been out having a good time. And they went in and they bought all the Banichki.
All of them?
Yeah, I think it was like 30 or 40 or something like that.
You left the drunk Skopje
They had to wait a little
Banichki.
longer. I apologize deeply to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did the...
Sometimes people sent out for pizza, so there was a little American in there.
Yeah, but how did the guys react? I mean,
They liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it kind of raised the
Yeah.
moral?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Gruevski was
Who doesn't like Banichki? I don't know whether Gruevski was there. I don't know.
He was, it's a shame. That would be
Well,
awesome.
you know, sometimes the party leaders were there, sometimes they weren't there. That's how negotiations go. The leaders come in at the end to kind of seal the deal.
Yeah. But it would have been great. I mean, if Gruevski just, was like, ooh, dobra banichka, and, like, Zaev is like, okay, but it needs more cornichoni and stuff like that, I guess.
Well, maybe you can invite them here and you can try it out, right?
Listen. When we talk about inviting people in,
Yeah.
I must say that there was this great, awesome party going at your house, I believe, 27th, was it, of July?
Yes,
Yeah?
that's right.
So why am I saying this? This is when the negotiations were over.
Right. There was an agreement that on July 20th in 2016, and the parties, the June 4th elections had been called off. People wondered whether this process was dead. There was a lot of uncertainty and anxiety.
Exactly.
So we went back to the table, tried to get parties to focus on what it would take to feel comfortable going to elections.
Okay.
And they agreed on that on July 20th. And my colleague, Ivo Orov, then the ambassador of the European Union, was due to depart Skopje after 4 years.
He was leaving the country?
He was leaving the country, and I said, well, I'm going to have a party for him.
Wow.
And the party was going to be, well, just dinner with me if everything failed. And if it was successful, I was going to invite, sort of the various people, politicians, and others who had participated in the Prigino process.
You invited the parties.
And I invited the parties, and they came.
Great. So they were all like
They were all there.
drinks,
And
talks.
we had snacks and drinks and talking. And
Was there smiles? I mean, it was over the thing.
Right. Yeah. We didn't have to sit around together all night anymore.
Yeah. And was everybody happy with the current situation? You believe?
Well, I think they were happy they got to agreement. At the end of any negotiation, if one side is completely happy, then something's probably wrong.
Yeah. So was there a departing gift for Ivorov?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that Ivo was Estonian and he liked beer, so I gave him a couple beer glasses with the American Embassy logo on it.
You didn't put much thinking into it, right?
Well, it wasn't a bad gift.
Okay. Yeah, but
not the most creative. Not the most creative.
Speaking of creative, somebody got creative over there at the EU ambassador's office, right?
Yeah, he did.
What am I talking about? I mean, do you guys know...
How do you know this?
Do you guys know what's the kind of the nickname of the ambassador over here in Macedonia? Have you heard about the chador, the umbrella? Oh yeah, everybody heard that. So,
yeah,
Ivo Orov went out as a departing gift. So he's leaving the country, and I kid you not, this is the exact gift that he gave
that to you.
Ambassador Bejli. This is it. This is it.
That's it.
Oh, united in diversity.
It's a nice message, huh?
It's a nice message, definitely. But really, really creative from
Very
Ivorov.
creative, a very creative gift.
I hope there's no photo of it.
Oh, no.
No.
Only a view under it.
Yeah, okay, now.
Now, right.
Oh, damn. So, I want to talk about something else. March. I think it was like late March or something like that.
Yeah.
It was all heated up, like really. And you went off to the States.
Right, for
And
personal reasons.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
But there was this media that said that Ambassador Bailey is off to see Trump so he can get fired, as Trump's famous for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
What happened? Why did you go to the States?
Well, I did go to the States, and when I was in the States, I did have meetings with congressmen and at the Department of State.
Okay.
That is true.
But no Trump.
No Trump.
Okay.
But I did have a meeting at the National Security Council.
Okay.
But the real reason why I went back, why I had a scheduled visit, was indeed for very personal reasons.
Like something bad or?
No.
No?
I went back to participate in my fantasy baseball league's annual auction. I kid you not.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a baseball geek.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You went all the way to the States so
Yep.
you can participate in your baseball fantasy draft.
Yeah, my original schedule had me leaving here on a Thursday to come back on Sunday.
Wow.
I extended it a little bit.
Why not do it on Skype?
Well, I tried that one year from Turkey, and it didn't work out so well. You know,
Why?
in an auction, there's a little delay in Skype or FaceTime, and I was always like, I just
You're
missed
basically
that.
bidding for players.
Yeah, I'm bidding for players, and it's an auction. It's happening like this, and I was always.
And all of the good players are.
Well, they were sort of gone by the time I could say, hey.
And you say from now on.
So technology, and I said from now on, I'm definitely gonna go back and appear in person.
Wow, that's so much.
And the
farther
first year
from the
after I
truth.
made sure that I went back, I won. So
Wow. But just to be clear, okay, how does this work? This little
fantasy baseball?
Is it you and how many other guys?
Somewhere, usually around 12.
Around 12. Okay, and are these ambassadors or?
No, these are actually, most of these guys are mainly journalists.
Okay, sports journalists. I believe.
No.
Okay.
Political journalists mainly.
Political.
And
okay.
I got to know one of them because our sons played on the same soccer team, same football team, youth football team, and so we spent a lot of Saturdays and Sundays standing on the sidelines watching our sons play soccer.
You started talking baseball.
And we started talking baseball. Yeah, and so he said, you should come and join us. We have an opening. I'm a total baseball geek. Numbers, I can tell you. I remember a lot. Baseball is filled with facts and statistics, and I have a brain stuffed full of useless facts and statistics.
But it's filled with also this jargon that I just simply cannot get my head around.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's I mean, you know what a home run is, right?
Look, I know what a home run is. I know what bases are.
Yeah.
I know what a strike is, and I know what a out is.
Yeah. Okay.
And
that's pretty good.
That's about it.
That's not bad.
For a
That's not
Macedonian,
bad.
yeah.
But they say, but you sort of, you consider yourself sort of, you know something about the United States and politics, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a French, a very famous French critic, literary critic, who was at Columbia University, and he said to understand the heart and mind of America, you need to learn baseball.
Ooh, okay.
So we'll see. Here, let me give you a little quiz. How about that? Okay.
Yeah, sure. It would
Okay.
be my honor. yeah.
Okay. So this is the last play of the game I saw last night. There's this quadruple A guy, and he's just up for a cup of coffee, and he's well below the Mendoza line because he can't hit Uncle Charlie.
What?
So he bloops one into the outfield. Should be just a can of corn, but it falls in for a Texas leaguer. Come on. I mean, really. Next thing that happens, the pitcher balks. Balks. And it gets worse.
Okay.
The next thing that happens is there's this perfect suicide squeeze. Game over. Total Bush League way to win a game.
I would say, what's the matter with the ambassador?
Yeah?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
you want me to explain?
Be my guest. I mean, what did you do? What's a quadruple A?
A quadruple A player is like a a second division player who can never make it to the Premier League. A cup of coffee is they're up at the top level for just a little bit.
What's a Mendoza line?
Mendoza line.
It's not a tequila, I guess.
No, it's not a Mendoza. Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. A Mendoza line is a player who's hitting below 200, which is sort of the
Not so
bare,
good
which
player?
is really bad.
He's named after somebody
Yeah,
called
the
Mendoza?
poor, yeah, Mario Mendoza.
Oh, he wasn't so
He's
good.
famous for not doing well.
He's famous for not doing well.
I feel
Wow.
sorry.
What's a can of corn, Mr. Ambassador?
A can of corn is a fly ball in the outfield that should be really easy to catch.
Oh, I get it. So when
And it's like a can of corn falling off the shelf in an old-time grocery store.
Oh,
It should
okay.
be.
It's an easy ball to catch.
Easy ball.
Okay. Texas Leaguer.
A Texas leaguer is when that easy fly ball
Okay.
falls between like three players and they're all looking up. You're going to catch it, you're going to catch it, you're going to catch it. Nobody catches it, it just lands.
Such
right there.
miscommunication.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Texas
Yeah.
Leaguer. And the end, I mean, I don't know what this is definitely. Suicide Squeeze.
It sounds kind of,
It sounds
morbid,
like,
right?
It's like this. It's like,
Yeah. Okay. A suicide squeeze is when the runner's at third base and when the pitcher throws the ball, he starts running.
Okay.
And the batter...
Just to explain, when he's at third base,
Yeah.
when he goes to the fourth, there's no fourth. It's a point.
It's a point, right.
Okay.
Yeah. And the batter who's at the base just bunts the ball a little bit.
Oh, I get it.
And the guy, because if he doesn't bunt the ball, the catcher catches the ball, tags the guy, he's out.
No points.
And no points.
So
the batter's giving himself up.
Well, you heard it from the best. Ooh, let's talk something else. Baseball is an embedded part of American society.
Right.
But so is Halloween.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
You like it?
Well, as a kid, I liked it like other kids. When I was 6 years old, I liked my Batman costume, and I liked
Yeah.
going around and getting candy. But
Trick-or-treating.
then it got complicated as teenagers. It was a Halloween party, it was a dance, and
You were not so much a party guy?
Well, it was just, and then at college it got totally wild and crazy, and I sort of, after a while I didn't like Halloween.
Right.
But then I got to like it again when my son was little, and we'd take him around the neighborhood, and he was Pikachu or something, and that was fun. It was kind of a community event, and it's nice. And when we're overseas, when you're overseas, one of the things we do as the embassy is we celebrate American holidays, and
So you do it over here?
Yeah,
at
we
the
do it
embassy?
at the embassy. We do trick-or-treating for all the
You
kids.
do the dress up and everything?
Yeah, and it's American kids participate, but our Macedonian employees also bring their kids.
Yeah,
and trick-or-treat.
But do you do it also? I mean, like, do you dress up as something?
Yeah,
Still?
I did. Well, I have here. Yeah.
You've been.
I have to show leadership here.
Of course, you're the ambassador.
Right. So I have to show leadership and say.
What's your kind of go-to costume? Do you have one, or it's always?
Well, I never really had one.
Okay.
Until one of my son's friends was visiting us, and there are people who follow me on Twitter and stuff who don't necessarily like me very much.
Really?
No.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And one of them compared me to Darth Vader.
Dark Overlord.
I would really rather be the Wizard of Oz, but okay.
If you have to choose.
So he stayed at our house, and he sent us a thank you gift, and it was a Darth Vader mask, and it was a really good Darth Vader mask.
There you are.
Yeah.
That's you behind it.
Yeah. And it's even better because it has a voice changer in it. You can sort of say, you sound like you're Darth Vader.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, a couple of the little kids this year, if I started doing the Darth Vader talking thing, they got really scared.
But you did the breathing and all?
No, you can't do the, well, you can a little bit. No, I didn't do the breathing. That'd be creepy.
Yeah, there's a thin line.
There's sort of a thin line.
Yeah. You talked about your son. So what about your family? I mean, your wife, KP, is also sort of in the diplomatic.
She was a foreign service officer. We met in Senegal.
In Senegal,
Right.
so you met in service.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You were.
She had been a lawyer before.
Okay.
And she decided she didn't want to be a lawyer anymore. Yeah, that's
KP
KP
and Noah.
and my son Noah.
Yeah, but
and that's
this was
in
way back,
Holland.
I
Yeah,
guess.
that's when we lived in Holland. Yeah.
This is how many years ago?
Oh, that's probably 15 years ago.
Do you have something fresh from the ambassador KP and Noah?
Yeah. I think so. Yep, that's him now.
He's all grown up.
Yeah, he is all grown up.
Wow.
Very
Great
proud
looking
of
man.
him. He's an officer in the United States Navy.
Oh, that's no Halloween over there.
That's not Halloween, no. No.
Okay, so he's an officer in the Navy.
Yes.
That means he will be in the Navy like with a career, I guess. I mean,
Well,
that's what
for
he's
a
aiming
while,
for.
for a while, he went to university on a Navy scholarship.
Okay.
And so he has a commitment to serve in the Navy for 5 years and then serve in the Naval Reserves after that.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe
okay.
he'll make it a career he doesn't know yet.
Exactly. Okay, but how old is he?
He's 22.
22. So still a lot ahead of him.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
He has a little time to figure this out.
Definitely. You've been to tons of places in Macedonia, and
Yeah.
I won't go into details and all of them, but do you have like some sort of an ideal thing to do when you go out in Macedonia? Like not necessarily at night or something, but just an ideal day in Macedonia. What would it be?
Well, I'll tell you, it involves sort of a couple of crucial elements. One is it involves being outside. And being,
you like the outdoors?
Yeah, outdoors, and being in the mountains, particularly.
Okay.
Mavrovo, Berovo, Pelister, Grichnik, whatever.
Okay.
The second element, and getting some outdoors, getting some exercise.
Sure.
Hiking. And then having some food afterwards. You know, you've earned it a little bit.
So you like the food?
Absolutely.
Right? The Ivar and stuff?
Yeah. So we've had some good days. One of the best was, one of the things that's nice about I said was you meet all kinds of different people in this business, low and high and everything in between. So we were in Berovo.
Okay.
A couple years ago, and we were at a hotel and we were looking for a place to hike, and the guy we asked was the gardener in the hotel.
Okay.
And he said, well, you could come and visit me in my summer house, house where he kept his sheep.
Oh, great.
So we hiked up, it was about an hour away from the hotel, and hiked up there, and his son came, and his son was this little 8-year-old boy who spoke extraordinarily good English.
Wow.
I mean, it was just quite unbelievable.
Where did he learn it? On the internet?
Well, I think on the internet, on TV, and to some extent in school, but mainly on the internet and TV. So he translated.
Yeah.
That's the little boy there.
Wow.
And
he has a New York City T-shirt.
Yeah, he has a New York City T-shirt. I don't know where he got that.
He loves America.
And so we went there, and we were up there, and Baba Danka was also right there next to me.
Yeah, to the
Baba
right.
Danka,
Okay,
you can see prepared some fresh bread, cheese, and there was some rakia involved as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and that was a great morning. What's better than that? What's better than that? And that is the atmosphere in which my son had his first glass of rakia in Macedonia. So I think that's pretty appropriate. It was a great day.
I believe the right time to drink rakia is in the morning.
Yeah.
That's the proper thing.
Yeah, I guess. When we first came to Macedonia, we learned that because we went to right after we got here was Sveti Trifun.
Okay, Sveti Trifun.
And so we went to Sveti Trifun. It was supposed to start at 9:30. And we get there and they're serving rakia, and I went, this is different. Not what I was expecting, but you have to partake.
Exactly. Okay, so I've heard this story. I mean, you'll tell me if it's true, but you like everything, but you don't like mimosa salad.
No.
The one with lettuce and eggs.
The lettuce is great. I like the lettuce part. It's the hard-boiled egg part.
Do you have a problem with the hard-boiled egg?
I have a big problem with hard-boiled egg.
Why?
I don't know. It's the one, I like everything. I can eat all sorts of weird things that, I'd eat bugs, but not hard-boiled eggs.
Just don't give me hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the texture, the smell. It's something about a hard-boiled egg. I like eggs. Omelets, any other thing.
Has something happened with eggs that you don't like particularly?
Well, I didn't like eggs, and then something sort of cemented it.
Oh, boosted it.
Yeah.
Okay. What was it?
Well, it's related to Easter, not surprisingly.
Okay.
And
over here?
No, in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
So we went, in the US, we boil eggs and decorate them and so forth.
Same like here, right?
Right. And so we went, but we hide them.
Okay.
And so kids go on an Easter egg hunt and they have a little basket and they go around and collect the eggs. And so my son was about 2 years old and he went on his first Easter egg hunt. A big day. You know? And so he got his eggs. And we were going home and we put them in the car. And we got them out of the car when we came home. And then my wife had to eat hard-boiled eggs for the next 6 days. Because I certainly didn't eat them. But the car smelled really bad. And it kept getting worse. It took, like 3 days later, the car smelled bad. And
what did you think?
I don't know I don't know. Was there a dead animal in the back or something? And so finally, I look in the truck, I don't see anything.
The eggs weren't in the back of your mind, right?
Well, no, and we had taken the eggs out of the car, right? Well, apparently we hadn't taken quite all the eggs out of the car.
Okay.
A couple had fallen out of the basket. And I reached my hand in a week later, and it was sort of a plastic bag or something.
Okay.
And I reached my hand on the plastic bag and touched the eggs, and it was...
no wonder you don't eat
I
them
almost
now.
felt like cutting my hand off. That was gross.
Just do it. Wow.
Awful. So if I was ever tempted to eat a hard-boiled egg, unfortunately that comes back. It's kind of gross.
No, you're not. Wow.
Sorry about
I've got one last question for you.
But I have nothing against the Macedonian tradition of breaking the eggs and putting them in salad. I'm just probably not going to eat it.
Exactly. Okay. You can eat the lettuce part.
Everything else is great.
Yeah, okay. One last question. Do you have a date where you're about to leave? There are some speculations about that. It's November, December.
Look, as every ambassador, I serve at the pleasure of the President of the United States. I'm an appointee of the President, and if he says for me to go, I go. But until then, I'm here, and I'm gonna do my job and try to build our relationship, help Macedonia move forward, and to continue to enjoy a few hikes in the mountains.
Yeah. That call haven't came so far.
No, there's not. When there's a nominee, that'll be public because the president makes a formal announcement to the Senate. And so that
we said at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works. So,
nice way to wrap this up.
But until then, I get to continue to enjoy being here in Macedonia.
Yeah, great. And it was an honor. It was a pleasure. Mr. Ambassador, Џес Бејли was here, and I thank you.
Thanks,
for being
Jarko.
here.
It was good fun.
Loved it.
I'll tell Jimmy Fallon he has some competition. It was great fun. He brought up some great memories of Macedonia, dug a little bit into my past. I had a great time talking about my country and some of the things I do here.